All right.
Put your phone away.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, guys. Hey, welcome everybody. I am so excited. We are really pumped to see this group, man. I can feel the energy. There's just so much quantum energy just transferring right now through the screen. It's just amazing, man. It is truly amazing. This is something that we really, until you experience it, man, like it's almost amazing that have you ever sat in one of those chairs where you sit down, you get like this back massage with all these things like just energizing your whole back and circulating. That's the energy. That's the energy that we're feeling here because there's just people from all over. Four corners of the earth. Now we're four corners of the earth here. We're broadcasting. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Samuel is in Miami, Florida, and we are broadcasting really simultaneously, man. So it's so awesome. Different time zones. It's cool. It's great. So here's what we're going to do, Samuel. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and mute. Just mute, just in case there's any background noise. Just kind of take care of some small little housekeeping rules. Let's see. All right, so we'll do that, and then Samuel, I want to. Okay. All right, Samuel, you are unmuted. All right, cool.
There we go.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, awesome. Okay, so now I am. Okay. So you have Samuel and Joe, the 1K per day. And that's really the feature. And what we really want to focus here is we're going to kind of go through these one by one. The first topic that we really wanted to hit with you guys, because we're so excited. I've been doing this now for a few months, several months, Samuel, but I've been in the affiliate space. I've been doing online marketing, for years. And prior to meeting up with the Millionaire Mentoring Group and Black Ops Underground Marketing, wasn't really getting the success, wasn't seeing the success that I was hearing about. You know how you always hear, until I discovered that 97% of people that are marketing online are just not making any money. And like 0.1% are making an average of $400 per month. So that was me, I'm like, why, what am I not doing right? What's not working? And that was, when I met up with this awesome Millionaire Mentoring Group that I had heard about from recommendation from somebody that I had met online, and just said, this is what I needed, and kind of surrendered my pride, surrendered my ego, and said, I want to learn. And all of a sudden, I just started applying the things that I was learning, watching training videos, and bam, started seeing $1,000 days and $8,000 a week and $3,000 days. And man, it was amazing, And Samuel, same thing, man. Kind of tell us, you've been in, you've been doing some online marketing, but how you were finding, what was your frustrations?
Well, I'm pretty sure most people on here, even though people watching the recording, can relate with me when I said, I've spent the last 2 years trying to figure things out on my own, right? Not wanting to get a mentor, being too stubborn to actually ask for help. And it took me going homeless with my family and actually feeling the fear of not knowing what's going to happen the next day, not knowing if I'm going to have food on the table the next day, to finally look for help, right? So after I finally got a mentor and got help, first 3 weeks, I'm on week number 4. My first 3 weeks, I already made over $20,000. Now this week, by the way, I'm going to probably end it at $30,000, hopefully by tomorrow, right? And my life has changed because I used to make $2,000 a month as a factory worker, right? So it's a huge freaking difference. Like I look at Robert smiling, the Robert's like, I know that feeling, man. It's a huge difference, right? So, and the biggest advice I can give people, like what changed my life, was get a mentor. Get a mentor, surrender, get a mentor, get some help, get someone who can actually show you what they're doing. They can share your screen kind of like we are right now, show you exactly what they're doing. So that way you don't have to figure it out. That way you don't have to, look at their page and say, I think I know what they're doing, and not be sure of it. So that's what's changed my life, man. That's what's got me to where I've got to 1K per day, as you see there, right? Just getting a mentor, just getting some help.
That's awesome, man. That's it. That's it. So guys, gals, are you ready? Are you ready? Get your pens, get your paper, start taking notes. And the first thing that we're going to really hit on is why selling with features and benefits doesn't work. And that is the way I was taught. I used to be a car salesman. I used to sell BMWs, Mercedes, Lexus, and that's the way I would pitch. I would just go into customers. You know, you try to build a relationship with people, but really it was talking about all the benefits of this car, all the features that the car had, right? The mentality of features and benefits. But guess what, guys? What does features and benefits do? What part of the brain, and this is fascinating, what part of the brain do you think you are targeting when you talk about features and benefits? Do you think you're targeting the frontal cortex of the brain, or do you think you're targeting what's called the limbic part of the brain? Now, this is some facts here, but it actually proves true. There's a guy by the name of Simon Sinek, and Simon Sinek, if you've ever gone to any of his YouTube videos, has done something amazing that has the brain broken up into different sections where most of the facts target the frontal cortex. People don't care about facts, right? Did you ever hear the saying, facts tell, but stories sell, right? So when we're talking to people, if we're just hitting them with features and benefits, like what your product does and how long your company's been around, like you know companies like that, right? Where people, all they want to say is, oh man, my company is the best. It's been around for 30, 40 years. And we got the product, man, the best product. It can do all these different features. People tune out, man. There's something that I learned a long time ago that says that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that was the difference. So when I was trying to sell cars, I didn't really care about people. What were they looking for? All I wanted to talk about was, man, the horsepower this thing had and all the different comfort features and settings and everything. So that's where a lot of people come from, and we bring that into online marketing. And especially in social media, that's the last thing we want to do. In fact, there's a little study that was done. It says the limbic system is where we process feelings and emotions. It is in the limbic system that we actually make our decisions, guys. We think we're making our decisions rationally, but really we're making them based on how we feel, our emotions, right? Our hunches, our intuitions, and then we use our cerebral cortex, the facts and figures part of our brain, to rationalize our decisions after they are made, guys. So it's because we make decisions in our limbic, which is right in the center, that decisions feel right or feel like what we want. So the next time you're having a conversation with somebody, what do you want to be talking about? See, what is it that people really care about? And, you know, I always try to listen, because one of the things that happens is when you do most of the talking, guess what? You're selling yourself out of a deal. You're selling yourself out of a potential relationship where somebody, you know, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And one of the things I had to learn is to zip this and open up both of these, right? God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. And that's how we need to use it in that proportion. And one of the things that really made sense to me is it's a physiological fact that people make decisions on how they feel. Did you ever notice when people just, it just doesn't feel right, man? I don't know. Just something about it, you know. I hear what you're saying. I see the numbers and how you know, it's like the potential, but something just doesn't feel right. Why do you think that they say that? Because maybe they weren't talked to from the feeling part of the brain. They were just talked to from the cortex part of the brain, and that's the problem. So with that change, that little tiny, you know, shift, if you just tweak where you're directing your conversation to, what do you think people are going to do? People are going to say, man, this person really cares about me, because they're asking me questions about what is concerning me. So the way we do this, the way we teach you, is how not to do the things that aren't working and start doing the things and using the conversation tools that are working, because that's what gets results. I mean, you look at guys that make $1,000 a day, $10,000 a week, $50,000 a month using the same skills. They just get better at it. And the more you use it, the better you're going to get. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be a pro day one, day two. It might even take you a couple weeks, a few weeks, but you will start seeing the changes, man. And you'll start seeing you're attracting people that you could never attract before. Does that make sense? Samuel, does that make sense, man?
Yep, 100%. Something I found to add to that is that a lot of people, they're taught online. It's not their fault. They're taught by their companies to, hit up all your friends and family and talk about features and benefits, because they're gonna fall in love with the product because X, Y, and Z. But all that does is push people away. There's actually just so you guys know, there's a magnet inside our bodies. It's called a polarity. The polarity of the magnets. That whenever you're trying to sell someone on something, on features and benefits, and oh, my company is groundbreaking, whatever, what you're actually doing is that you're pushing them farther away from you, right? You're making them feel, first off, you're invading into their space, right? You're going to be like an invader, and they're not, even though maybe your product is something that can truly help them, they're still not going to want it because you've already pushed them away, right? So if you can't talk about, there's two golden rules, which I think you were about to cover, Joseph. The two golden rules is, one, never talk about your product. Two, never talk about your company. So what's the only thing you can talk about then? Them. They don't care about your product. They don't care what company you have. What they do care about is whether you have a solution to the problems that they're having in their life or not, right? I can literally, I use this extreme example a lot. I could have been selling tampons, but as long as I presented it as a solution to a problem someone has been having, I would have still made $10,000. Right? Because the money comes when you provide solutions, not when you sell features and benefits and say, oh, my company is the best out there. The compensation plan is the best out there. No one cares about that. People who've never seen your company before, they don't care about that stuff. They just care about whether you have a solution for them or not. Right? So that's what I would add to that. It's been the greatest thing for me. So also, since I came from, before I used to do the online marketing the right way, right? I used to actually pressure people. I used to do big ticket sales with high pressure. And I used to tell them, you have to be a part of this, man. This is groundbreaking. You have to be a part of this, right? Tell me you're going to be a part of this. And all that would do is push people away, right? To the point where my post used to get no engagement on Facebook. No one used to respond to me anymore. No one liked talking with me anymore, right? Because I just became a walking advertisement, right? And because I became that, I just kept pushing people away, and my business was getting nowhere. For some reason, I kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong? That I'm not, why am I not getting the $10,000 a month? And when I'm trying to do all the right things, and that's why I never made $10,000 a month before now, right? Because I kept on trying to pitch and pitch and pitch and close and pitch and close. When all of that doesn't matter, what matters is the relationship that you build with people, right?
That's it.
That's what matters. That's where the money is.
That's it, man. That's it. In fact, there's something that was interesting. There was a company that was used, Apple Computers, and one of the things about Apple that made it such an influential company, Apple is the biggest influencer, because what it did is it created an entire community of believers, people who believe what Steve Jobs believed. I mean, come on. Jobs believed a certain way in the way he thought, and he wanted people to believe the way he believed. So what we are doing is really getting people to believe the way we believe. If you believe the way I believe, then you're going to think and feel the way I feel. You're just going to follow me, right? And that's what we want, is we want people to follow us because they are like us. People like doing business with people that are like them. People, when you hang out with people, you like people because they like the same things you like. They share the same common interests and the same common beliefs. And there's something that I wanted to share that I thought was interesting. It says, to influence decision-making, you need to speak into a person's limbic system, which is what we already talked about. It says your core proposition, your 7 words or less, creates an emotional resonance. Notice, it creates an emotional resonance because it speaks into your limbic system. Interesting. When your core proposition resonates, that's the key. It has to resonate with somebody emotionally. They feel something in here going on, not something in here. We're affecting them emotionally, right? It says they will align with you. Notice, they align themselves with you because they believe what you believe. Your core proposition is an expression of the cause you are committed to. And that's when they use the case of Apple. You change the game in everything we do. So what we have is a game changer, guys. What we teach is a game changer. Nobody, I've been on Facebook for probably 8 years. I've never met anybody. I've never been with anybody. I've never seen these things that has literally changed the game, right? People are getting results that they've never gotten with anything else. They've tried everything and they've never gotten results. And all of a sudden they're using something that is attracting, and they become the attractor factor because it's a game changer. People are getting results. When you get results, not just once or twice, but over and over and over, people are gonna be like, wow, what is he doing? How is he doing it? What's the key? Guess what, guys? We're sharing that with you right now. We're telling you the key, the principles that really make the difference. Now, we wanted to kind of jump into not just the emotional part, but now what do we talk about with prospects, with people on social media? Like, how do we actually converse with them? And Samuel's going to kind of help us, something called FORM. Samuel, give us a hint of what that does, how it affects.
All right, awesome. I had to unmute myself there. So basically, guys, what I'm going to be covering here, I'm actually going to also share my screen in a bit, and I'm going to get into a live conversation so you can actually, I feel like it's better that you actually see me do it rather than just talk about it. So before I get into that, FORM is short for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation, form. When you first talk to someone, even if they ask you for more information about your business, you never, the amateurs are the ones who just send them a link and say, hey, go here and watch this, right? To be a professional, first you want to build rapport, actual rapport. Hey, what's happening in your life right now, right? So the way you do that is by following form. Now, when I first open up to someone, I can start with either one of them. I can start with family. I can start with occupation. Hey, what's happening in your business right now? How's everything going? Or hey, how's everything going with the family right now? Right? It's just to build some rapport, because now I'm not just a salesperson anymore. I'm not just a regular network marketer. Now I'm actually a friend. Right? I'm reaching out as a friend, and people like to do business with people that they know, like, or trust. And most of us, we like and we trust our close friends. Right? So this helps bring down someone's guard. When you just send a webinar or you just send a link to someone, most of the time you're pushing them away because they know that in the back of their mind, they're not going to tell you, but they know in the back of their mind that you're trying to sell them something at the end. Right? And they're going to keep that in the back of their mind. That's going to be the game changer. That's either going to push them away or just stop talking to you. Right? So what I'm going to do, just so you guys can actually see this live, you have to allow me to share my screen, Joseph.
Yep.
Let's do some live recruiting, guys. Who's excited for some live recruiting? Who wants to see me do some live recruiting right now? I love doing it. I love doing it like this just because it's very easy to talk about these things, but it's even easier to actually do them. So I want to actually do them in front of you so you can see that there's no giant secret behind it. It's just very basic concepts that if you were to master them, you would make as much money as you want, because we're in a people business. We're in a people business. So the number one skill that you have to develop is people skills, communication skills, right? And that's what we learned in Millionaire Mentoring. You have to allow me to share my screen, Joseph.
There you go.
Sweet. Wait, does it let me?
It should. Hold on. Let me. All right, try it now.
Go to participants on the right and just right click my name. And I think it says like allow share.
There it is.
Sweet. I've been needing to do some live recruiting for a while now, since I've been kind of lazy yesterday. So you know what? Now I can kill two birds with one stone. Get some work done and show you guys how it's done live. All right, there we go. All right, sweet. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen, everyone. Give me a thumbs up. All right, sweet. So when it comes to live recruiting, when it comes to bringing anyone into your business, right, you always want to start with your warm audience first. For me, that's like a law. I always start with my warm audience. And my warm audience are people that either like or commented on my post or on my Facebook lives, right? Because they already know who I am, right? It's easier to talk to someone who already knows who you are, right? Because you're not just a stranger anymore. So step number one, what I always do is I go through any post or go through any of my lives and say, I'm gonna go through one of these posts down here. Let's say right here, right? So far I have 39 likes. So what I would do is I would click on those likes. Now I have 39 people who already know who I am, right? And I can just have a conversation with, have a friendly conversation with, and not sell anything, because the whole point, your mindset is, if your mindset is just about making the money, you're gonna naturally push people away from you, right? Your mindset has to be that of building a relationship. So let's say I'm gonna reach out to someone I've never seen before. I think Hector, I don't think I've ever spoken to Hector before. No, I think I have. Let's talk to someone I haven't spoken to before so you guys can see a live example here. I don't think I've spoken to Camille Brown. There we go, Camille Brown. All right. So step number one, when recruiting someone into your business, right, you have to start with rapport, which the way you do that is by form, family, occupation, motivation, recreation. So what I'm going to say is, hey, Camelia, thanks a ton for liking my post. I always try to do at least 3 universal deposits per day. How are you doing today? Right, and that's it. Something as simple as that, because now what I'm going to talk about when Camelia, it'll be kind of weird if Camelia is on this Zoom meeting, right? That'll be really strange. That'll be so awkward. But when she responds back to this, right, I'm not going to talk about my business and, oh, there's something you should really watch, right? No. When she's going to respond back, she's a reflector. Human beings were mirrors. We mirror each other. So she's probably going to ask me, hey, Sam, no problem. I'm doing pretty good today. How about you? Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I've been spending time with my family today. I took my sister on. I barely have any time to spend with my sister sometimes. So it really means a lot to me when I can spend time with her. How about you? Have you spent time with your family today? Right? And I'm just talking about her. I'm just talking about what she's doing today. Right? Because then when she's going to, I'm showing my vulnerable self to her. She's going to be vulnerable towards me and show me what her situation was with her family. And then I can move on with my conversation. And it all leads up to eventually recruiting her in my business. Let me try getting someone, you know what? Let me just go to my messenger. Let's give you guys a peek inside then. This messenger gets pretty crazy. All right. Can you guys see my messenger? Can everyone see this? All right, sweet. So what I'm gonna do is let me find a recent example of a conversation I had. It'll be awesome. Let's say right here, I just added someone right here, Isabella. All right. Let's say, all right, this is someone I literally just added. So I know that if, God forbid, if I talk about my business right now, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna push her away from me. And she's probably never gonna want to do anything with me ever. Like, she's not gonna want to look at my Facebook Live. She's gonna think I'm unprofessional, right? So what I'm gonna do is, number one, I want to build rapport. So, hey Isabella, I saw that we just added each other, but never talked before. Pretty awkward. LOL. How are you today? And that's it. I'm just opening a friendly conversation, because at the end of the day, even if this does not lead to me recruiting someone, my objective is not just to make money. It's to build a relationship. Because now Isabella, after we finish talking, she might actually start watching my Facebook Lives. She might share me with her team. She might want to interview me, or maybe I interview her. She might refer someone to me because of our relationship, right? Does that make sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Right? This pretty much flips over recruiting on its head, because now instead of focusing on trying to make money, you focus on the relationship. And this, by the way, guys, just so you know, let me annotate right here. All of this is extremely casual, super casual. There's no pressure, right? I only have to talk to 20 to 25 people a day, extremely casually. And I just have to help one person a day to make $1,000 a day, $1,000 a day, just one person, right? So I don't have to, be high pressure and be desperate to recruit people. I just have to start conversation. Let me try starting another. I want to have a live conversation here, but it's kind of tough sometimes. Some people don't respond here. Nicole, Let's say Cody. Right. Hey, Cody, I saw that we just added each other, but never talked before. By the way, now you guys can steal my script here. Pretty awkward. LOL. How are you today? All right, let's see if someone responds back to me. I want to show you guys an example from yesterday that kind of puts everything into play when building rapport with someone. Let me see if I can find them here. All right, here, Gina. I think I opened up with the same script, right? Funny, you're in the MLM business, right? Right? Haha. I am not in MLM, but I love being surrounded by fellow network marketers. You are my type of people. Haha. Are you a part of this big old network marketing world? Right? Out of form. Let's say if someone in the chat, what am I targeting here? Now I'm going to talk about her business now. What am I targeting? Occupation, right? I'm building rapport. Now this whole conversation, just so you know, is going to be about her. I'm not going to talk anything about myself, just about her. I want to ask her, how long has she been in business, right? How has she been doing in it? What motivated her to join an MLM, right? I'm going to talk about her because all I'm looking for is maybe if she needs help, right? I'm going to provide a solution. And if she doesn't need help, let's say she's already making like $20,000 a month, I can interview her, right? It's always going to be a win-win, like with me and her. So are you a part of this big old network marketing world too? And that's it. And I'm super casual about this, right? Super casual. There's no pressure. My mindset is just, all right, I just want to build this relationship. So form is super important. If you skip rapport, if Gina asked me, you're in MLM business, and I would have just said, oh, yes, I am. I'm a part of this MLM. I'm a part of this fitness MLM, this travel MLM, and this is what I do. You know, my company is 1,000,000 years old, right? And we've been in the industry forever. You're going to push her away like that. Because now what Gina is going to do is she's gonna pitch you back. And then that conversation gets nowhere. It literally gets nowhere, right? You're just having a pitch battle. And that's not the industry. When we're in a leadership industry, we're in a relationship building industry, right? So man, it's like no one is awake right now. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. So I'm doing good, Sam. Yourself just joined Black Ops. And so that explains why we haven't talked before, about to be heading to the lake. So this guy is already a part of the business that I'm a part of. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to try building this relationship, because most likely Cody is going to reach out to me to interview me someday, right? And that's going to benefit him and it's going to benefit me. So I want to build this relationship. I'm going to be like, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Welcome to the team. He said he just joined it. Have you already started your training? Right? I want to start getting to know him. I want to ask, what did he do before Black Ops? What has he been learning? What have been the biggest breakthroughs in Black Ops that he's been having? Right? Because I want to build this relationship, because now Cody will probably start following my videos and my lives. Right? It's like, do you guys understand? Give me a thumbs up. Do you understand what I mean? That it's more about the money, right? I'm always creating win-win situations for myself, where when I build a relationship with someone, I actually make more money by building these relationships than by not. Because sometimes I have people that reach out to me and they're already a part of my company, but they want to pay me extra for coaching, to give them personal one-on-one coaching. And it all developed because I built a relationship with them, right? Because they know that I can take them to a certain level, right? And they reached out to me for coaching. They pay me $500 for that coaching, and they're already inside of the company. So that's the importance of just building rapport with people, getting to know them, really finding out what's happening in their lives, because you make more money. And if anything I just said, by the way, if it sounds like if you're thinking, oh, Sam, that's it's not that simple or any of that, it really is that simple. Right, guys, I've made $24,000 in literally the last 30 days. So far, I've made $24,000. And it was just doing this, building relationships, building rapport, asking questions, and finding out if I can solve somebody's problem. And if I can't, then I'll connect them with someone who can, because the relationship is what matters to me, right? I know you've done well so far, right? So I'm just going to tell them, have you already started your training? I'm going to do a little woohoo. Awesome. You're going to be on quite the journey. Aha. What got you into Black Ops? right? I'm just nurturing this relationship. Who knows? This could turn into a coaching client. This could turn into an interview. This could turn into many things, right? So I'm just focused on this. I'm looking forward to it. So now he's going to be answering my questions. But I'm going to stop sharing there. I think that alone was just so simple. Guys, raise your hand if that was brain dead simple. Like if that just looked so simple that you can, the moment you're out of this webinar, you can just start talking to people literally after this, right? That's all it takes when making money online. It's not about, you can be a part of the greatest company in the world and some people would still never join you. And it's not because of the company, it's because you kept trying to pitch them. You kept trying, you're too focused on the money, right? You need to focus on the relationship. You need to focus on actually trying to help them with their problems. And if you cannot help them, then connect them with someone else who can. Make them, maybe you can interview them. Maybe they're doing phenomenal, right? Let's say I'm gonna use someone as an example, Joseph. I know that Joseph is already a part of my company. I know that Joseph, has done very well, right? He's made like $40,000 in 3 months, right? He's a beast. So instead of trying to pitch him something, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, Joseph, can I interview you? Right? It would be an honor to interview you and get you on my Facebook, maybe get you more exposure, or let's do a webinar together. I hope I just blew some minds there because that's what we're doing here, right? The relationship developed into more than just trying to sell him something. Now I'm benefiting, he's benefiting. Now we're gathering people together and sharing value, right? That's the mindset you want to be in this industry as a leader. You're not a salesperson, you're not a saleswoman, you're a networker. You connect people, you're a leader, you share value. And that, if you can just do those last couple things I said, there's no reason why you shouldn't make $10,000 this month. Well, what 19, all right, next month. By the end of next month, there's no reason why you should not be making $10,000 a month as long as you focus on the relationship, right? So I hope that covered enough for you guys. I'm on form. I kind of went into it, I'm so sorry.
That's perfect. That's awesome, man. Guys, this is really the magic of what we do because it is real. It does work. It's just applying it. Again, one of the things that I always loved is when you take something that's valuable. Somebody said to me once, if I could sell you a house that you know is worth, $400,000, that's the market value of the house, but all you needed to come up with was $1,000. And I didn't have the $1,000 sitting in my bank account. What do you think I would do? I mean, that $400,000 house has so much value that it dwarfs into almost nothing the cost to own it. It's amazing when you break it down that way, but our minds view things based on how we view the universe, our perspective. Your perspective is what matters. If you change your perspective, you change your reality. That's quantum marketing. That's what we do. We change our perspective of what we used to believe about ourselves and our outcomes to now what is possible. So what is possible for you? Now, the next thing that I wanted to cover, and I know Samuel has already been showing you some of it here, is we're going to touch a little bit about what are success questions, because part of engaging in people and part of getting to ask them questions that are skewed in a more success direction as opposed to maybe more negative. And you'll see what I mean by the questions. And maybe, Samuel, why don't you unmute yourself, because what I thought we'd do to make this part easier is if we just role play. I used to work for Tony Robbins. And it's funny, but I used to work for Tony Robbins. I was a senior tech advisor for Tony Robbins for a couple of years in one of his companies called Business Breakthroughs, BBI, Business Breakthroughs International. And that's when he had that series, that television reality show where he used to help people kind of break through their limitations and stuff. Anyhow, so he would do these syndicated radio ads during the drive times with CEOs, presidents, executives calling in, trying to get solutions to their problems. Again, he would create the pain that they had, and then they would call in thinking that they were going to be able to have Tony Robbins help them. And that's what he does. He helps people break through and figure out solutions. So one of the things that Tony Robbins would share with us is he would, every Monday, there was 6, 7, maybe 8 of us senior tech advisors would get on a call with Tony, and he would literally go through and role play. Like he'd say, okay, Samuel, okay, Joe, this is what I want to hear. I want to hear what is your pitch? Like, what do you talk about? Now, what Tony Robbins was doing with his company was one of the things he wrote. His script was a one call close. Now that's not what we're doing, but it was interesting that that was his method. His application was to get people on the phone and basically in one call close them, make them make a decision and give them such a huge incentive that they had to make a decision, yes or no today. Like I said about that house for $400,000, if I could make you a huge incentive today, it's today only. The house is a $400,000 house, but today only, you're going to be able to buy it for just $1,000. Tomorrow it goes back for $400,000. What would you do? Even if you knew you didn't have the $1,000, what would you do? Now, we're going to role play because I want to ask some questions. And Samuel, you can be the person, because one of the things that we want to share with you guys too is obviously you know how to get people in a conversation like Samuel was just showing you from Facebook and creating these conversations and then creating value. But what do we do after that? How do we get them from there to be able to get them to lock arms with us? We do something called off Facebook. It's called How to Get Off Facebook. Because obviously right now we're off Facebook, aren't we? We're on a Zoom call, but we're not on Facebook. We're off Facebook. Where did we come from? We all came from Facebook. But now we got off of Facebook, and so we want to get people off of Facebook so we can connect. This is what we're doing. We're connecting now. This energy, we're connecting. It's like we're right there, right? You can feel the energy flow. You can kind of hear it. You can feel the sincerity. You can feel the emotion, right? So now we're going to ask questions. So that would be what? It would be a phone call. You get them on your phone call. You could do a Skype call. You could do a Zoom call. You could do a audio messenger call, but you have to get them to hear you talk to them, right? So that's what we're going to do. So, hey, Samuel, I was just learning a bunch of stuff about you, man. That's really cool stuff. Like, I noticed that you like a lot of the same things that I do, and, kind of thanks for, sharing all of that information about my iPhone starts going off because I think it thought I wanted to talk to Siri all of a sudden for some strange reason. So don't ask me. Anyhow, so Samuel, back on script here. So, and again, we have modules. We literally teach you, coach you what to say. So you're basically going to be following.
I have my script somewhere over here right now.
Cool. That's awesome, man. I'm just going to, just use one of our module scripts. But basically, so what do you do, Samuel? So I'm going to take it like I didn't really learn that much, but I want to repeat what Samuel told me because now we're actually talking off Facebook. Does that make sense? So we're off Facebook. And so basically, Samuel, so you were saying that you've been doing some affiliate marketing and blah, blah, blah for the last couple of years, and you have kind of a back-end business, whatever it was, network marketing company. So what does that entail?
I was just back in the day, I used to be part of, all these different types of affiliate networks. And, I've just been trying to figure things out, and I haven't really gotten there yet. I haven't really figured anything out right now. And I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. So that's where I'm at right now with my business. I'm just trying to find out what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? I mean, because I could relate to that. That's exactly how I used to feel too. And so one of the frustrations I had was, how do I break through that? How do I get beyond so that I can learn really the habits and the mindsets of what is making the millionaires the millions and keeping me broke? So, and I'm sure you can relate to that. So basically, are you familiar with the network marketing industry? I mean, like, how long have you been doing it?
I'm a part of it now, so I've been doing it for about a month now.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And what experience are you having?
I'm finding it hard to talk to people, right? Whenever I've been, pitching all these people, and my mentor told me, it was a numbers game, right? Or the leader I was following. So I've been pitching a ton of people, and for some reason, I'm just not making the money that I want to make, the money that I was promised.
Yeah, I've heard that so often. So many people say that, Well, let me ask you this, Samuel. Would you be open to looking at another opportunity that didn't have those types of obstacles?
Well, if it didn't have those obstacles, I may be open to it.
Cool. And kind of tell me a little bit about like what type of income had you been accustomed to before on a monthly
Before
basis?
$2,000 a month, that's where I used to be.
Yeah. And where would you really like to be? I mean, if you could really demand income per month and you could just sort of will how much you want to make, what would your ideal monthly income be?
$10,000. I think that would get me the freedom that I want.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, that's where I was. So really then on a scale of 1 to 10, like where would you say you are? How serious in wanting to get to that 10K a month?
I'm an 11. I want it, man. I'm an 11
And why are you in 11? What would make you be in 11?
because I feel ready. I feel like I've already been in this industry long enough that I should be making at least $10,000 a month because my family deserves it. That's why I'm in 11.
That's almost like 10K more than what you've been averaging in the past. How are you going to use that kind of income? Like you're going to have an extra 10K a month to use. Like, what are you going to use it for?
Well, I'll probably help my mother pay off her debts. Then after that, I'll start taking my sister out more. And I'll also just try building my wealth a little bit because I don't want to be back on the streets again.
That's amazing, man. Those are great goals, I'll tell you. So how soon would you say you feel that you'd be ready to just lock arms with us and throw your hat over the wall? Let's get going.
I'm ready right now.
Awesome, man. Well, here's what I'm going to do. And bam. And from right there, I'm going to just stop, come out of role play. Right there is where it happens, guys. Okay. You get somebody to feel the pain, like he was feeling the pain before, the frustration, not seeing any results, and then you take them down that path where they now can believe they can see themselves actually doing 5, 10, 15, 20K a month because their mind has to perceive it. Does that make sense? Remember, it's your perception, right? Perspective and perception. What they used to believe was possible and now what they do believe is possible. And we open that for them. We actually show you how to do this, man, step by step by step.
Yeah, by the way, I said 10, just so everyone knows, I said 10,000 because I've talked to, out of all the 24 people that I've mentored and I've coached, all 24 of them told me that they want to be making at least $10,000 a month. Raise your hand if that's everyone's goals and you're like, if that's like an immediate goal that would like completely free you right now from anything you're going through, right? So you're going to be, the reason I said it is you are going to be hearing that a lot, almost all the time, right? Because that most people that would pretty much buy them their freedom, right? Robert Hurt says, I want 30,000. Me too, Robert. That's what I'm working towards still.
There you go. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. So guys, we have just kind of given you a taste. This is just a taste. It's not even the full, like we're pulling back the curtain, and we're showing you just a taste. If you can imagine what this does, it literally gives you the step-by-step connecting the solution really to getting people to make a change in their life, to do things that you were frustrated before. Now, who here feels that they can do this? Who really believes that if you were given a script, if you were given a blueprint that you just had to follow, all you had to do was just follow and connect the dots, just like Samuel was showing you, just like we were doing this role play. You believe you can do that, right? I mean, there's nothing rocket science about this. It's not, like we're asking you to memorize all these scripts and formulas and okay, that's kind of what I thought.
It's funny when I tell people, how I made $24,000. Like at first they just don't believe me because they're like, that's way too simple. There has to have been some advanced way, like you've had to learn about funnels and paid traffic. When in reality, all I've learned how to do is how to become an effective communicator. Because at the other side of that computer screen, there's a real human being who you're talking to. And if you can effectively communicate with them, right, and you have the right vehicle for them, they'll join you no matter what you're doing, right? And it all starts with a relationship. What we learn is how to build a relationship with people, right? So that's just to add to that, man.
So what we wanted to really touch on now is the value that you get from the Millionaire Mentoring, because Millionaire Mentoring was developed by two multimillionaires, and we have probably close to 20 millionaires who have in their own rights become millionaires with companies that do something very similar to what we do, and they share their blueprint, they share their life success. It's like if you had a book that you published and you wrote that told people how you came from rags to riches, or what your secret formula was that made you get the success that you got. So we have 20 different ones. And I know that you all know this because we live in the digital age and the information age. And of course, back in the Industrial Revolution times, where you had like rotary dial telephones, people had to work like 20-hour days or 15-hour days or 12-hour days to even make a decent amount of money. And there was more laboring, of actual manual laboring that was being done. And people worked on farms. So this is one of the cool things about this paradigm shift that happened with the information age, because we have more millionaires starting out that have never ever thought that they could be millionaires in their 20s. Guys in their 20s, man, just coming out, not even going to college. You got Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and a bunch of guys like that just drop out of college because they're already beyond what college is going to teach them. They connected the dots so quickly. Their ideas were so powerful. And that's what's so cool. We're now leveling the playing field for you guys so that you can have what most people don't have if you do what most people won't do. And that's what we're sharing with you. You might have to get uncomfortable. There may be times when you might have to learn something new. Maybe you're not comfortable talking with somebody like we are on a Zoom call right now. But if you knew that was going to make you 10, 15, 20, 30,000 a month, do you think you could get a little uncomfortable? And see, that's the difference, man. What Samuel's doing and what I'm doing, what we're all seeing here, it's just maybe 6 months ago, I might have felt uncomfortable doing this because I'm like, why do I want to get on a Zoom call? How is that going to, I don't really want to be on a Zoom call because I don't know what to say. And so it isn't that you don't know what to say. Maybe you don't know right this second. What if we give you the blueprint? What if we give you the outline? What if we show you, coach you? All of a sudden, you go from, literally not knowing what to do to now doing it, taking some baby steps even. Take a few baby steps, make 1,000, 3,000, 5,000. All of a sudden, you're like, wow, now you're on your own. You're paddling your own boat, man. Now you can start to see that this thing really works. And pretty soon you have your own team. Right, Samuel? I mean, I started with zero. Samuel and I started with zero, man. I had no list. Samuel had, we started literally.
I mean, it's still so unreal, man. Literally I guess by the end of tomorrow, literally 4 weeks ago, I was still working at a factory, right? And previous to that, I came out of homelessness. So to go from all that to now making my first $24,000, maybe by tomorrow, I'll end it at $30,000, right? It still feels like it's not real because I'm like, what do I even do with all this money? I spend less than $2,000 a month. So I'm here like, I'm still in shock on how to take it all in. But that's what happens when you surrender. I just surrendered. I chose to be coachable. I chose to stop trying to figure things out. And that changed my life, literally.
That's awesome, man. That's an awesome story. So let's talk a little bit, Samuel, maybe on just the value of what Millionaire Mentoring brings to us, because everybody, everybody comes with their preconceived ideas and sort of their habits from what they've been doing before. Why is being part of Millionaire Mentoring and the Black Ops underground marketing model, why is that so unique?
It's mentorship. The very first thing that I always tell people, it's not a program, it's mentorship, right? You're actually receiving help where you can actually, for example, all my students know this already, right? They can literally call me at any point of the day, and they're all around the world. So sometimes they call me like at 2 a.m., right? But they can call me at any point of the day and tell me, Sam, for some reason, I'm having trouble trying to close this sale. I don't know what to say. And I'll literally get them on a Zoom call. They'll share their screen. I'll look at their conversation. I'll say, all right, say this, say that, say this, and boom, they close the sale, right? Because that's mentorship. That's true leadership. That's true coaching, right? Let's say our mentors, every single week, they actually do webinars for us, and they show us live how to recruit people. We can ask them questions. We can ask them real questions and hard questions, and they'll answer for us. And right now I have my mentor teaching me about taxes, right? How awesome is that? Because I don't know how to do my taxes with all this money. So I'm helping, my mentor's helping me with that, right? So more than a program. And we had people, by the way, I think we actually have someone in here. Well, she wasn't here. Her name is Emily Cheng, right? She literally took the mentorship and the training, the concepts that we learned, and she moved it into real estate. and she went on to produce $120,000 extra in 9 months to her real estate business. We have brokers, we have other network marketers that they take the concepts, the mentorship, and then they apply it to the business that they love, right? Because if, let's say, for example, I'm going to use Noah. I think Noah is still in here. I'm going to use Noah as an example, all right? I know Noah loves being a part of the travel industry. He loves it, all right? I can see it. It's one of his passions. So what I would do is I don't want to take him away from his passion, but I want to help him grow it, right? I want to help him become free because of through his passion. And the way I do that is through mentorship, through mentoring. That's the way we do it, through Millionaire Mentoring. Right? We don't take people away from their programs. We give them the guidance that they know they need, right? That I know I needed. We give them the guidance so that they can go on to their company and make $10,000, right? Go on to their company and make $100,000 by the end of the year, right? So that's what we do here in Black Ops. That's what we do here in Millionaire Mentoring.
That's it. You know, there's a kind of a standard way of describing this, but we usually refer to our main businesses as like a back-end business. Like you probably hear Samuel sometimes, or some of us using the term front end and back end. Well, what's the front end? Why do you want to have a front end where you can kind of like work this front end business that can help your back end business? Most of us come with a back end business, whether you're selling big ticket items, like some are selling big ticket machines, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 or more. That could be your main business. That's your back end business. Some have offline businesses, like you could be in real estate. You could be in the automotive industry. The principles, the basics, the formula that we use, and the habits and the mindsets it's personal development, it's professional development, and then it's the skills on how to use social media and how to use the internet to basically leverage what you're doing and make front end commissions. So the front end commissions pay us now, pay us today. Many of these back end businesses take 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks to even get a paycheck in the mail. That's just the way it is. And so, yeah, you might make a $4,000 sale, maybe get $1,000 or $1,500 commission, but you gotta wait for that, man. And did you ever see somebody waiting for a check in the mail, checking the mailbox every day? It's like, man, I need to pay my bills. I need food. It's like, why not have a front end business that pays you today? If I work today and I help somebody today, I get $1,000 today. I can spend it today. How does that feel? You make $1,000 and it's in your account today, man. I can spend it today. And then you keep doing that enough times, it can help leverage your back end business. Because a lot of people, like you were saying, Samuel, they're passionate about a particular type of business. It could be health and wellness. Whether you're in, people have been in, I've been in so many other network marketing companies in the past. Some were health and wellness related, some were just product driven. Some were telecommunications. It doesn't matter. The point is, if I was really passionate about that, and there's certain formulas that go with that. Like people have heard of Eric Worre. The guy's one of the top network marketers at MLM. He teaches people how to be successful in your network marketing industry, right? The guy's like 15 plus million net worth right now. I think he's been doing it since 2009. But the guidance that he gives, it's the same thing. Millionaire mentoring comes from being coachable, right? So you got to have two things, and these are the two things, like two H's. I call it the double H's, right? The first H is you got to be hungry, and the second is you got to be humble, man. You just got to set your pride aside, man, and just let the system do what it's designed to do. Because if you don't, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to look in the mirror and say, man, I gave this I put in all my effort, man. It's like 2 weeks and I still haven't made a dollar. Well, guess what? There's something that has to change. And it's us. It's always us. I heard Will Smith say something interesting. He said that our happiness comes not from other things, but it comes from within. We're responsible for our own happiness. So if we're not happy, if we're not vibrating at a higher frequency, we're not attracting the things into our life, that's what we have to change. And we have the solution. It's called personal development. We show you how to tap into your personal energy. Right, Samuel? That's part of making your change is in knowing how to tap into your personal power. This is what I always tell everybody. What if you could believe you were unstoppable? There was nothing that would be impossible for you to do. That whatever you did, you would be successful at, right? What if you knew that? What if you believed 100% that you had no idea what you were capable of doing, but you could do anything? What would you do? That's what's power. Because now you would take the leap of faith. Now you would say, I'm going to do that, because you've just taken all the negatives, all the part of the cortex, right? And you go into your limbic part of your brain where the emotions say, I believe, to achieve. And that's what I tell people. 1% doubt, you're out, man. 1%. You either are 100% in, because that 1%, guess what? That tiny little leak, it's going to knock you out, man. It's going to sink your ship. So you have to be all in. That's what all in is, 100%, man. Mm-hmm. Samuel's all in. I'm all in. We want you to walk on with us.
To add to that, because that's interesting. It all started, you know what changed? There's only 3 words that changed my life. I would write this down, by the way, guys, because this could change your life. And those 3 words were, I need help. That's it. I need help. If I knew at my current stage, like before, that I wasn't making anywhere near $10,000 a month, or if I wasn't consistent with it, right? So I needed help. I needed mentorship. I needed guidance. You know, I had the motivation, I had the passion, I had the fire in me, but I didn't have no one to look up to who can actually grab me by the hand and take me to where I want to be, and someone that I can bounce ideas with, right? Hey, you know, for example, let's say if Joseph was my coach, I could say, hey, Joseph, like I'm having trouble, you know, doing this Facebook Live. I don't know how to do it. Joseph can literally right then and there call me and teach me, look, Samuel, this is what you do. These are the things you should be doing. Oh, look, there's this video that we just did that shows you how to do that, right? And that all started with those 3 words. My life changed when I finally accepted those 3 words. And when I finally stated into the universe, I surrender. I am done trying to figure things out. I am done not making $10,000 a month, right? I am done not living the life that I want to live. I don't have my whole life, you know, to do this, right? It's only so many years in our lives that we have to still be alive. And I want to live in freedom from starting today, starting now, right? So that's where it all started. That's where it all starts. Even here, those of you that are watching this right now, you know, I have so much respect for every single one of you here. You know, Tracy, Robert, JJ, Mark, Sean, Ray, Justin, Anthony, Shiro, Waju, Monica, Marty, all of you guys, everyone that's here right now. I have a very huge amount of respect for you guys, because you're on the personal development journey. The fact that you're still watching this, you're still here, proves, right, that you probably have it in you to be coachable and to surrender. And you guys also probably have it in you to make $10,000 a month, because that's only the start. Trust me when I say, when you finally make your first $10,000 month, it's literally only the start, because then your mind starts changing. You start saying, wait a minute, to do 10,000, and here I'm living proof of this, to go from $10,000 to $20,000 a month is going to shock you. There's no difference. I didn't do anything different. I didn't do extra work. Nothing changed, right? I just started to believe in myself more. I started to tell myself, wait a minute, I deserve $20,000 a month. And now I'm telling myself I deserve $30,000 a month, and I can believe it. I believe in myself to do it. And I'm not doing any extra work, right? But it all started with, I need help. It all started with me surrendering and getting a mentor, getting a coach, right? So I really highly urge you guys, like if you're watching, if you guys on here right now, if you don't have someone like that in your life, in your business right now, a mentor, a coach, right? You really need to do some self-reflection, like, and really surrender, really let go of the past and stop taking the hard way, right? My philosophy in life, guys, is I always choose the easy way, right? Because life is already hard. Life is hard enough already for all of us. We all have our own problems. We all have our own struggles, right? So why make it any harder? I always try to make it easier, right? So I hope that added a lot of value to what you just said, Joseph. You know, I get really emotional about it because my life changed literally 4 weeks ago. So it's still fresh on my heart right now, you know?
I mean, we can feel it. We can hear it. Thank you for sharing that, Samuel. And really, like Samuel said, you know, you guys really are here for a reason. There's a reason why you guys are here. I know, just like I was like sitting in your chair too, man. You know, I was just the same thing. I was going through, you know, there was thoughts and emotions. And really, I have to say, there's so much to be learned. I mean, there's every single day, you know, you just start, you form some new habits and you get some new friends. We are a community, you know. Yep. Birds of a feather flock together, guys. Birds of a feather flock together. And We have some amazing, amazing people. It's amazing that a millionaire has the same 24-hour day as a broke person. It's what we do with the 24 hours, right? So how are you going to use your 24 hours from now on? You know, 7 figures is just a number, guys. 8 figures is just a number. It's the belief. That's all. Just change your belief and align yourself up with like-minded people. Where do you want to go? Set your direction, set your goals, set your sales. We do these trainings. I mean, I do trainings every week. Samuel does trainings every week. We do coaching every week. We're probably going to do these events probably, you know, I'd love to do them every week, man. Because, I mean, I love meeting people from all 4 corners of the world, and we're changing lives. I love seeing stories like Samuel, like others. You know,
there's actually we actually have a success story in here right now. Look at him smiling right now. I'm gonna put him on the spot. Robert Hurt. He's I think on the right side of Tracy, right? He's a brand new student who joined 5 days ago, and he was already doing affiliate marketing stuff. Right, he was already doing pretty well, but he needed help, and he knew he needed help, right? So when he finally reached out 5 days ago and he started applying the training, really, I always tell all my students, before you even talk about anything, go through the training, right? Like, it's like you're not allowed to do anything until you go through the training. So Robert did that, and within was it day number 4, Robert, or day number 5? I think it was day number 4. Day number 4, Robert has his first $1,000 day, and I'm pretty sure he started to make $1,000 a day ever since, right? So congratulations, Robert. I wanted to shout you out there, man. The fact that you came in, you surrendered, you were coachable, and now you're making $1,000 a day. Instead of $500 a month, now you're making $1,000 in just one day, right? So it's a huge difference. I wish I could unmute you, man, so you can tell your story a little bit.
Yeah, let me see if I can, let me just try. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
All right. Yeah, it was really crazy. You know, as Samuel, I was doing affiliate marketing or trying to, you know, make money online for the past 2 years, right? I've been trying out so many different things, had so many different projects here and there. And, you know, I made some money, no doubt about it. I made some money, but the money I made, you know, wasn't comparable by the time I spent inside of it and by the money I have spent, right? So, you know, I actually thought about joining Black Ops for 8 months, right? The first time someone told me about Black Ops was 8 months ago. And I was like, man, you know, it sounds good, but right now I kind of don't have the money and I have so much things to do. And I was like, I will probably join, but now is not the right time, you know? And then, you know, a couple of months later, a second guy, you know, talked to me about it, and he piqued my curiosity even more. We actually talked for 3 hours. And, you know, I love talking to him, and I was convinced that I'm going to join, but right now, you know, I didn't have that much money, so I wasn't quite ready. And then I saw Samuel, right? Samuel did like at that time, he did like $16,000 or $18,000 in his first like 15 days or so, and I was like, damn, come on, it can't be that easy, right? And I just reached out to him and I said, like, Sam, I want to join you. It's finally time. I feel like I'm ready. I want to join you, right? And then I joined. I watched the training, and as Samuel said, right, you know, go through a training 6 times. And by the time, I think I was like at time 3, right? I watched the video trainings 3 times. And, you know, two people have reached out to me. They were just talking to me, you know, they have seen, you know, other posts that I made, but nothing with Black Ops related. And I thought, like, all right, I haven't gone through the training 6 times yet, but let's try the script. Like, let's try to talk to them the way that is being taught, right? And literally, my conversion rate basically is 50% because I have tried, you know, this method, this approach for these 2 people. And at the second time, you know, I was literally talking to him for 3 hours, and he was like, man, this sounds great. You know, let's do this. I'm ready. I'm on fire. I want to do this. And it just feels so great making $1,000 within like 3 hours instead of like 2 months. And not only that, but I love helping people. I love, you know, coaching people. I love giving people value and holding them by the hand and taking them to the next level and getting to the financial freedom we both seek, right? And that's what I love about this, because you literally talk about their goals, about their dreams, about their desires. It's nothing complicated. It's very casual, and it literally lifts you up talking about that, right? And it's so much fun because you meet so many people, and I literally talked to so many people today. I've got to know so many awesome people, and now I made a friend in Greece, right? I could travel there just by talking to him about his business, his goals, even though, maybe he's not interested into Black Ops. Maybe he will join a couple of months later if he sees that I'm going to be making $10,000 dollars a month, right? So it's literally very, very simple, and it's a lot of fun, and I can highly recommend, get with it, because it's just fun. And making $1,000 a day definitely is a great thing to do, and I would do that every single day.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm really. I know you're coachable.
Thank you.
You will make 10 grand. It's as long as you keep on going the way you're going, Robert.
I will.
In the next 20 days, you'll make 10 grand. You definitely will.
Absolutely, I will.
On the process, right?
I'm sure.
That's why we do this, guys. Right? The fact that we can raise your hand if you don't mind spending 3 hours a day to make $1,000. I would raise both hands because I would be the same way, right? Amen, right? Robert, I'm so proud of you, and that's why we do this, right? The fact that we can take someone who used to make literally nothing to now making $1,000 a day, that changes a life. That truly impacts somebody's life, right? That can literally buy you a new house. That can buy you a new car. And not only that, how easy would it be if you had $10,000 extra to pour into your main business, into the business that you already love? Imagine having a $10,000 advertising budget for it now, and you don't have to take out a loan. You don't have to go into debt, right? You literally just raised money on the front end and pushed it over to the back end business that you love, right? So that's what we're doing here, guys. The awesome testimonial, Robert. I'm so proud of you, man. Put a smile to my face.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. So every thing that I hear, every time that there's somebody who just starts, who just joins, it really does make you believe. It just increases. We just have to look at the mirror and look and say, hey, let's do it. Let's just do it. Because really you're the one. Your decision will change what you already have. It's just making the decision. Let's just make that decision, because sometimes it's just getting that decision to say, okay, decide, like separate yourself from every other possibility. And I mean, come on, guys, analysis paralysis is exactly why it's called that, because it keeps you from doing the things that you can do. If you just overthink and you sit there spinning your wheels, you're gonna, that's why I said, you'll spin your wheels for 24 hours. It's like, why spin your wheels for 24 hours when you could have made 1,000 in 3 hours? Just decide going forward. Anything you want to add, Samuel?
I think we touched up most of everything. Are there any, by the way, now before we end this and we close this out, I actually want to go into Q&A. I know some of you may have some questions, maybe questions about, marketing or anything we spoke about. Are there any questions right now that you want to ask either me or Joseph? Just raise your hand or something. I think we'll unmute you. I think Randy. I see Randy and Ray. Unmute one of them first, and we'll go like that.
Okay. All right, Ray.
Okay, Samuel, congratulations.
Thank you.
I admire you for what you've done. I'm proud of you. That is excellent news. My question to you, were you consistently doing only one thing for all those that you were able to get?
Yep, just one thing. I believe I guess it's just my own belief, and I got it from my mentor, that before you go into other streams of income, you need to make sure you have a front end that can fund all those other streams of income. Now I'm going into Bitcoin. Now I'm investing in, different things. Now I have cash flow, but I made the 24,000 just in one thing.
Okay. Thank you. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I think, let's see who was, I think Randy.
Randy.
Yeah, unmute Randy.
Let's see, Randy. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Did you get it? Okay, cool.
Yep.
I just wanted to congratulate Robert, and wanted to ask if we need some money to start with the business, or if we can start from zero.
Do you want to cover that, Joseph, or do you want me to answer that?
I mean, I basically tell everybody the same thing. Remember that illustration that I was using about the house for $400,000 and the value that we bring? So we offer you we include for free $10,000 when you become part of Millionaire Mentoring. So people pay, and correct me if I'm wrong, Samuel, but people pay $10,000 to be part of Millionaire Mentoring.
That's the actual price.
Yeah.
That's we had someone had to pay that recently. Right, it's a hefty price.
and to get it for $1,000 is a no-brainer. I mean, it just is, because you get one-on-one coaching. I mean, you get unlimited one-on-one coaching. You get these type of coaching calls, but done even on a one-on-one, one-to-one basis, like with Samuel, say, for example. So everybody, you know, has that opportunity. What I tell people is you can manifest whatever you believe. Like I did not have the money to start. I'm just telling you my personal story. I did not have the money, and I had to manifest it. I knew, you know, I just knew that I wanted to do this. I had to manifest it. And 3 days later to the day, I got a credit card in the mail with $1,300, exactly what I needed. So talk about life-changing. You can make anything happen. You just have to believe and manifest and intend it.
Yeah, my greatest advice, Randy, is and this goes to anyone, right? If you don't have the money to do mentorship or anything, first, like, you want to stop yourself in your tracks real quick and make sure that you're thinking about it as a leader, right? Because the way we think about it is, all right, I may not have the money for it now, but what can I do to raise the money? Do I have to work a little extra hours? Do I have to make a little bit extra sales? What can I do to raise the money, right? So a lot of people, they fall into the victim mentality, where they're like, oh, there's no way I can come up with that money. That's too much money, right? There's no way I'm going to invest into myself that much, right? And those people typically remain where they are, right? They typically, for the next 2 to 3 years, they remain at the same exact place. So my greatest advice, Randy, is just think of it like a leader. If you don't have the money for it, you can easily message me or message Joseph on Messenger, and I'll give you some advice on how to raise money. Like maybe I'll give you a little bit of tips, tricks that you can do to raise the money for it. You know, we're leaders, man. Like we're not salespeople. We're here to help. Right? If you don't have the money, like I can give you advice to raise the money. So to answer your question?
Okay, thank you for answering.
Awesome, man. Are there any other questions? I'm also reading the chat box, by the way. Raise your hand if you have any questions. I think so far we've gotten everyone, right? Let me see. All right, Tracy Johnson, I'm gonna shout her out here. I love this comment. The greatest investment you can make is in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. And amen to that. Preach it, Tracy. You need to go on the streets and start preaching that good word. I think JJ has a question. Joseph, JJ.
Hey, JJ. Let me get you unmuted. JJ. Where is JJ? Hey, JJ. Oh, there you go. All right. Try to unmute yourself. See if you can unmute. There you go.
So I actually, Tracy's comment kind of made me lose my train of thought of what I was going to ask. I had this thought in my mind of what I wanted to ask, and then I looked over and read her comment, and all of a sudden I'm like, hold on a second, what was I going to ask? Shoot, let's see, what the heck was I thinking?
It's all right, man.
I can't. I lost my train of thought on what I wanted to ask you.
It's all right. You can just ask again in the chat box if anything. Joseph, do you want to close this out? I think there's something that we had another question here. Samuel, where were you?
I remember.
Shoot it, JJ. Shoot it.
Hey, I was wondering if there's like if you have a little script of your little chat messages that you're doing with people,
with
what your typical questions are, and then also on the form, the FORM, it was family, occupation. What was R?
Recreation, which is hobbies.
Recreation. Okay.
Recreation, which is hobbies.
And motivation.
So we do every conversation on Messenger. A lot of them are kind of unique just because everyone's a different person. So sometimes, you'll talk about family in one, you'll talk about occupation in another, right? So it could vary. But when it comes to getting someone on the phone and all that, we all have our little script here. That's just super simple questions. And sometimes I even ask these questions on Messenger. For example, one of the best questions to ask someone who's looking for help is, what's your vision? How much money do you want to make per month, right? How much do you, let's say they want to make $10,000 if you're in here, that number, $10,000. Well, how do you want to use that money? Like, who do you want to use it for? Oh, I want to use it for this and that, right? How much do you make right now? Right? These are all qualifying questions, because then all you're trying to do is you're trying to find pain. You're trying to find a problem that they may be having. And if you see that they don't have a problem, that's cool. You're disconnected from the outcome. Maybe I'll send them a referral. They'll send me a referral, right? Does that help you? I hope that answered your question correctly.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Joseph might have a chat script, I think.
Yeah, in fact, that's a great point, Samuel. What we have for you, so when you become part of Millionaire Mentoring, the way the modules are set up, there's a module for just chat scripts. Like we have like a pain funnel script, and they're broken into categories. So what questions to ask network marketers? So let's say that you're targeting network marketers. There's a set of
this one.
questions, right? What questions to ask affiliate marketers, right? What questions to ask college students? What questions to ask people who might be retired, baby boomers? You know, every single category we have that's already done for you. So what I feel that most people don't even have to think, like, can you copy and paste? Can you literally copy and paste, man? This business, when people say, you know, what do you mean copy and paste? I mean, literally copy and paste into the message. So you don't even have to think, man. You just say, oh, this person's a college student, or this is a stay-at-home mom. This is a single mom or stay-at-home mom. What is she looking for? Questions to ask them. It's amazing, but if you just follow, it's perfect for that, because they're proven. All of these have gotten amazing results, and I use them, Samuel uses them, you know, and you guys will use them too.
It's all given to us. All of it is given to us by our mentor, right? Like, there's nothing left unturned. We're actually given all the scripts, exactly what to say. Our mentor actually has, I think you know which one I'm talking about, Joseph. He has a 2-hour video of him literally just talking live with people. So you can actually see exactly how he does it. And I personally, I think last Saturday, I know Robert and Ernest know about this. Last Saturday, I actually recorded like 4 hours of me literally just chatting with people. 2 hours of cold prospecting, 2 hours of warm prospecting. It's all the same. And notice all we learn how to do is how to become effective communicators. Because it doesn't matter what you're selling, right? It really doesn't matter what it is that you're selling in the back end. What matters is how effective are you in communicating with a human being on the other side of the screen. Are you asking the right questions, and are you actually helping solve their problem, right? Because then what you're selling comes after all that, right? So, by the way, guys, are you getting value? Did you guys gain value from this coaching session? I know we went on for like 2 hours of just pure boom, 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 just pure value. You guys enjoyed this? Awesome, awesome. Now, Joseph, we have something coming up tomorrow. Do you want to cover that?
Well, I was just going to ask you if you wanted to. It's the special Sunday. It's a 3-hour bonus that those who, as long as somebody enrolls between now and tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. All right. I think you have a slide for that, don't you? Like with all that. I'm so excited. You guys, now this is the announcement that we're going to make. I think I mentioned it on my Facebook Live that there's an announcement that we're about to make. So this is going to be it. Let's just to come up with it.
I had it. It's not on my.
It's okay. It's okay. So basically, guys, everyone that's watching here, watching the recording, all right, what we just did today was a Super Saturday, which is me and Joseph just getting on for like 2 hours and giving you guys just pure value. Now, tomorrow, there is something called a Super Sunday, where me and Joseph are just students, because our millionaire mentors, who together have made $25 million last year, they're actually going to spend 3 hours. 3 freaking hours with us, just giving us pure value, showing us live conversations, closing sales in front of us, showing us how to manifest what we want. Because me, to be honest, I feel stuck at $24,000 a month, right? So my mentor tomorrow, that's a good place to be stuck, I won't lie. But my mentor is going to help me go from 24 to 30,000, from 30,000 to 40,000, right? And if right now where you're at, let's say Robert's making $1,000 a week right now. In that Super Sunday, he's going to learn how to go from $4,000 a month to, who knows, $20,000. That's a big jump to, I was going to say $40,000 a month, but who knows, right? Who knows? Let me get there first, man. Right? So that's what's happening tomorrow, guys. And all you have to do to attend is you just have to be a student of Millionaire Mentoring. You just have to be a student, right? And I think Joseph had the information for that. But all it takes to be a student, all right? And now this may shock some people, but if you got value from this, hopefully now you're in a mindset where you're like, you know what, I do need help, right? All you need to be a student is $1,349, $1,349, right? And I think Robert's nodding his head because I know when I first told him that, he's like, whoa, man. But he's like, you know what, I need help, so screw it. Here's the money, and within the first 5 days, he made all his money back, right? So I want you to not look at the price of it, look at the value you're gonna get from it, the mentorship you're gonna get from it, the coaching you're gonna get from it. For example, let's say I think Noah. I know Noah is in a travel business. I know Tracy too. I think Tracy, am I correct, Tracy? I think you're in a travel business right now, right? But let's unmute Tracy here. I want to correct my knowledge just so I can know like what it is she does. I want to use it as an example, Tracy.
Okay.
Unmute her.
Can you unmute Tracy?
There we go. There we
What
go.
do you do, Tracy?
Well, I do this full time.
Perfect.
I used to be in the printing industry.
There we go. That's a pretty strange industry. That's awesome. I never heard that before.
Yeah, well, it's a dying industry, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, let's say for example, Tracy, and what's your passion right now, Tracy? Like, what do you do right now that you're passionate about?
Well, I do like to travel. I just don't get to do it right now because I don't have money.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have money.
Perfect. I love that. Proclaim it. All right. So I'm going to use, thank you, Tracy, by the way, for correcting my knowledge there. So let's say Tracy, who wants to start traveling, she wants to start traveling the world, right? What she learned through Millionaire Mentoring, she's going to learn how to raise the money in the front so then she can take that money and go around the world, right? And go fund her lifestyle. That's how we fund our lifestyles, right? By learning how to raise that money on social media through Millionaire Mentoring. So that $1,349 for me in the last 4 weeks has turned to $24,000, right? Because I never looked at the price of it. I looked at the value that I got from it. I looked at the education that I got from it. Because that alone, what I learned inside was applicable to every part of my life, where now I'm a better brother to my little sister, right? I'm a better son to my mother. I'm a better friend to my best friends. I'm a better business partner to all my partners, and I'm also a better mentor to my students because of what I've learned on how to communicate with people, right? So Tracy's already saying she wants in. Awesome, Tracy. I think anyone that's coachable, just so you guys know what to expect, if you are coachable and if you're willing to surrender, there's no reason why you shouldn't make $10,000 within your first 30 days. No reason at all. If you're actually coachable and you're willing to surrender and you're willing to let go of the past, there's really no reason why you shouldn't get there. Right? I know Robert's gonna get there. Robert's smiling. I know he's gonna get there. He knows he's gonna get there. I know who else. I know Ernest has a good chance of getting there. Once I get him over some of the technical stuff, he's gonna get there. Right? I know Noah's gonna get there. Right? As long as, because they're coachable. They're coachable.
Ray's gonna get there. Yeah.
They're gonna get there.
Sean.
I know they're gonna get there. Mm-hmm. And let's say, so if we're already a part of Black Ops and paid the $1,349, will we be able? Yes, Tracy. Yes. If you're already in Black Ops, it's a student. It's a Black Ops exclusive Super Sunday, right? So if you're already in there, you're good to go, right? It starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. 11 a.m. Pacific time, right? For those of you in Black Ops right now, that's when it starts. You do not want to miss. It's 3 hours of millionaire mentoring, right? If you thought this was valuable, then tomorrow's gonna who knows? I can only imagine how it's gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna be like 10x of it, right? So, who here right now is not in Millionaire Mentoring? Who doesn't have a mentor right now? Just so I can see a raise of hands, so I can see how many people here haven't sought out guidance yet. Is everyone here already? Let's see. So it's Black Ops group on Facebook. Yes, it is, Tracy. If you're already in Black Ops, typically the person that brought you in should have already invited you to that group. And if they haven't, then just message me. If you're already in Black Ops, I'll invite you. I'll make sure you're taken care of. Right? All right, guys. Do you have anything else you want to say, Joseph? Any last remarks?
Got another question.
Yeah, go ahead, JJ.
So somebody who's part of the like a G100 person, they're not going to be able to get into this, right?
No, it's an exclusive just
It's
for
gotta be the G1000.
Yeah, it's for the elite members. That's why The reason it's like that is just that's the way our mentors made it, right? Because our mentors found that those that go all in, right, to go to the millionaire mentoring level, the G1000 level, they're typically the people that go on to make $10,000 because they're surrendered, right? They have no more skepticism. They're willing to raise the money, do whatever it takes, right? So that's why he does that exclusively for the G1000. This is a one-time event, by the way. One-time event. This whole entire year, this is the one-time event that he's doing tomorrow. So I'm excited for it. Right? I'm willing to learn a whole bunch. I'm ready to learn a whole bunch of new things from him. So I hope that answered your question, JJ. It's for
Okay, yeah, it does. Thank you.
So is that going to be posted, or will you have that, Samuel, that link, or?
For what? For the Super Sunday?
Right.
I think it's all Black Ops members are gonna get the Zoom link, I think, from Darren.
Okay, cool.
And then we just share with our teams.
Cool.
I do have another question.
Sure, JJ. Ask away, man. Ask away.
So right now I don't have anybody yet that I've gotten into Black Ops, and that's done the $1,000 thing, or the 1,300. That's done the G100. My question is when I do get that person, and I will, how do I enter them into Black Ops? Because I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure that I'm in Black Ops. Joe, I'm in
so
Black
I mean, basically the way it works is I'm in Black Ops, so you automatically are grandfathered in because you're sponsored by me. So whoever sponsors who, like say, I sponsor you, then you sponsor somebody. If they're sponsored as a G1000 member, basically they're in.
And so I don't have to actually do anything. They just automatically become part of Black Ops when they do their G1000.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the difference.
I just wanted to know if there was something that I was responsible for. Once I sign them up, I've got to put them into the Black Ops group or whatever I'm supposed to do. I don't want to be neglecting my job as a leader. So
sweet.
I'm going to be contacting both of you guys here. And you, Robert, I want to do an interview Facebook Live here I'd like to do like one a week. And so
that's a good step of leadership. That's awesome.
Once I start gaining some success, I want to interview that as well. And like Noah, he's good in the travel industry apparently and successful at that. I'd love to do a live interview with him too. And so
awesome, guys.
Hook up with me so that we can hook up and we can do an interview about your travel and how this is helping you.
I put I know my name on Facebook is different than here. It's actually Samuel Light Body Mojica on Facebook because I can't change it, right? So if you don't have me added, feel free to add me. Feel free to add. I put Joseph's name as well, right? If you enjoyed this, guys, you can literally ask us questions at any point of the day, right? And it could be questions about anything. What leaders do is that leaders don't look at the money, right? Leaders provide value because they care about the relationship with everyone, right? So if you have any personal questions you want to ask, feel free to add us on Facebook. I know me and Joseph are always doing Facebook Lives. And add JJ. I know JJ's going to do interviews, so maybe he can get some exposure there too. Mark,
I did follow your advice, Samuel. I did my first Facebook Live.
Congratulations, man.
You got to go on my page and check it out and tell me what you think. We are already friended up.
All right, awesome. We'll do. I'll give you some.
I even got into your personal development group. I'm looking really forward to that.
Awesome.
I think it's amazing. I've made some posts out about how here at 52 years young, I'm being mentored by a 21-year-old kid. And I freaking love it. Like I never thought in my life that I'd be getting mentored by somebody so young, but I'm like, hey, I don't have
You're coachable, brother.
You're coachable.
That's the success I want. I'm going to listen to you, man. I love it. I love your smile and your energy and all your advice, and it's just freaking awesome. So I just feel incredibly blessed to, Joe, I got to thank you, buddy, for your persistence with me and keeping me in the loop and stuff. And I really feel incredibly blessed to be part of this family. And, it really is a family. It's impressive. The whole, Samuel, you are freaking impressive, buddy. The whole, one thing about a lot of successful people that I've learned over the years is they always want to hide their best secrets, their best things that And I love the fact that you want to share everything with everybody. You know, I've always wanted to do that same thing and share as much of my knowledge and whatever I can do to help other people. It's crucial. And, you know, the more you help other people, the more you're going to help yourself. And so, yeah, I look forward to the day when we do interviews with everybody here, you know, and we're all, you know, I can see so much how that could be beneficial to be interviewing people that are just in other, I've gotten a bunch of conversations that I've had with people that are in other network marketing companies, and they are not interested in this yet. And I haven't even been asking them the proper questions, quite frankly. And I'm going to turn all those conversations around and start asking them the right questions. And, you know, one of the guys that said he's making a bunch of money in the cryptocurrency business, I want to interview him and find out what, you know, have him tell his story, that kind of thing. Because, you know, it just seems like a great way to develop traffic and steer people towards being able to ask them the questions. So
yeah, all you have to do, like I said, everything, like, I hope everything we showed you guys looked very simple, because making $1,000 a day, like, raise your hand if that would change your life. Like, I don't think anyone can tell me that would not revolutionize their life, right? $1,000 a day. You know, this is Monday through Sunday. This isn't a regular job. This isn't a Monday through Friday, right? This is Monday through Sunday. So that's $7,000 a week, right? And all we do is very simple things. We establish ourselves as leaders. We learn how to effectively communicate with people through Messenger and through the phone, and also through webinars like this, right? We add value to people's lives. And I know that even if I just take, let's say, for example, I'm using Tracy as an example. Even if I show Tracy and I take her to $10,000 this month, that's going to forever have an impact on her family, right? And me knowing that I just changed a family's life, I impacted a family's life in such a way where now they don't have to worry about finances. That is why we do this, right? That is this industry, right? So that's the power that we give people when we teach them how to raise $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, right? So that's what we're doing. And it all started with $13.49. It's insane. It should be $5,000, right? I tell my mentor it should be $5,000, because the fact that everyone is making over $10,000 or more a month, right? It's shocking.
Yeah,
So,
you know, it's true, and I always will say this, man. If you can really think that you can do something and leverage this community, I mean, we're company neutral. Like, we are not conflicting with anybody. We are never cross-line recruiting. We don't have any issues with that. Like most network marketing companies, you know, you can't even talk to somebody about another company. What we do is so company neutral. It doesn't matter what business you're in. This Millionaire Mentoring is your solution. This will 10x whatever you're doing. Real estate, you could be offline, online. This is your solution. This is your answer.
It all starts with 3 words, right? I need help.
Help.
If you're willing to say those 3 words, you're coachable enough to make 5 figures a month. If you're willing to actually say those 3 words. So I think this has been almost 2 hours, guys. How crazy is it? We were planning on doing this for 40 minutes, right?
What do you?
It just goes. All right, guys. I don't think there's any last questions here. Tracy says, I need help. Tracy, I'm gonna call you right after this. I'm gonna hook you up, right? I know my friend. I know me and Mark are gonna do a lot together. By the way, guys, Mark, I think he's over here, right? He's another beast who's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So it's awesome being surrounded by people who are making it happen. Because can you imagine being surrounded by people like me and Joseph and Robert, like people who are always super motivated, super high energy. They're making 5 figures a month, right? Can you imagine being surrounded by those types of people every single day, right? You'll be the next one. You hang out with enough 5-figure earners and you'll be the next one. You hang out with enough people making over $100,000 a year and you'll be the next one, right? Because it's contagious. Energy is contagious, right?
That's it. That's
so
it.
those are my last words. Those are my closing words.
Awesome, man. Okay, we're going to wrap, guys. Thank you. And we look forward to as many as we can tomorrow. And we thank you so much. Thank you guys for all your participation. I love all the experiences. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your wonderful Saturday.
Thank you, Monica.
Daniel, thank you too, man. And I'll send you the link of this recording too. So
sweet. All right, guys. If you're not getting mentored yet, reach out to either me, Joseph, or whoever brought you into this webinar.
Yes.
Literally reach out to them and talk to them. All right, because if you're willing to surrender, you could be the next $10,000 success story. Not only that, you'll also be able to participate tomorrow for Super Sunday, and you do not want to miss that. That's 3 hours of just pure millionaire mentoring, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on there.
All right, guys.
Right on.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Samuel. Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Bye bye, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.